Hi boys and girls, I'm Miss Cara.
And I'm Mr. Chase.
We're from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Virginia, and we're here to introduce you to yoga and mindfulness. As we practice yoga and mindfulness, it's really important to make sure you keep your body safe. And you can do that by tuning into the sensations that are happening. We're going to be talking a lot about that and just asking you to notice. And if anything feels like pain, or if it hurts really bad, or it's really super uncomfortable, that's your body saying stop. So if that's the case for you, just step out of the pose, have a seat if you need to, it's okay. The other thing that is important for you to know is you'll notice that we're on yoga mats, but you don't really need a yoga mat to do yoga. Whenever Mr. Chase and I sit down, if you don't have a yoga mat, you can sit in a chair. And whenever we stand, you can just stand up wherever you are. Make sure you have some space around you. That's really the only thing that you need in yoga. So we are going to start now with some practice. We're going to move our bodies. So let's come to standing. And this is kind of like a follow the leader. We'll see how Mr. Chase does with this. So I'll take everybody through it one time, and then I'm going to mix up the order. We're going to tap our knees, tap our hips, opposite elbows, opposite shoulders, ears, head. A little bit faster and in reverse. Tap your head, ears, opposite shoulders, opposite elbows, hips, and knees. Opposite elbows, head, ears, opposite shoulders, knees, hips, opposite elbows, not opposite shoulders, just shoulders. Trick, head, opposite shoulders, opposite elbows, hips and knees, opposite elbows, opposite shoulders, ears, top of your head. And reach your arms up, big breath in, open your mouth, let it fall out. Take another breath like that. That is a falling out breath. You might also hear us call it a let it go breath. It's a chance for you to kind of just let that stress that you're holding leave your body. Go ahead and wiggle around a little bit. Shake it out. And find stillness. You can close your eyes, or you can look down at the floor in front of you. And just take a moment to notice what's happening now in your body. Check it out like a detective would. Don't get in the way. Don't try to figure anything out. Just notice. How does your body feel right now? Does it feel warm or cool? What's your breath like? What about your heartbeat? Can you sense your heart beating without putting your hand on your chest? What else is there to notice? Whatever it is okay. With your next breath, go ahead and open your eyes up if they're closed. And I just want to share with you, you've already done some of the things that we're going to be doing with yoga and mindfulness. You've moved your body, you've noticed your breath, you learned a breathing technique, that let it go breath or falling out breath, and you did some pretty good noticing about what was happening. We're also going to be doing some poses or different shapes with our bodies, and when we put those together, that's a pose sequence or a flow or a pose pattern. Any of those names mean the same thing. We're also going to do some relaxing at the end after we do our poses. So let's put it all together. Standing in mountain pose at the front of your mat, you're going to have your feet directly under your hips. Your arms are by your sides. And if you need to rock gently forward and back, go ahead and do that so you can really get the bottoms of your feet warmed up. Kind of let them know they're going to be doing maybe a little more work than they usually do. And pretend you've got a string coming from the top of your head, lifting you up like one of those marionette puppets. Get a little bit taller. Find stillness. If you're still wiggling, let your arms be by your sides. Close your eyes again or look down toward the floor and imagine you are a mountain, really strong and sturdy. This is the pose that we always come back to when we're standing. It's kind of like our home base. So we'll be doing this pose a couple of times today. Open your eyes if they're closed and take a big breath in, reach your arms up. You can look towards your thumbs if you'd like. Exhale, bring your arms down to the sides. 2 more times like that. Inhale, your arms come up. Tap your fingers together. Exhale, arms by your sides. 1 more time. Inhale, tap. Exhale, relax the arms. We're going to come into half moon pose now. You're going to inhale your arms up, interlace your fingers, except your pointer finger, and then reach your hands all the way up to the sky. You might notice your shoulders start to shrug up by your ears. If you're like this, go ahead and relax your shoulders down. And then press your hips over to one side and reach your hands up in the other direction. You want to make sure you start to feel a stretch all the way from your underarm down to your hip. Next breath, come up to center. Exhale, over to the other side. Press your hip out, and hands go up and over to the other side. Again, feel that stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale, arms down. We're going to do both sides one more time. So inhale, reach your arms up. Interlace your fingers, point those pointer fingers toward the ceiling. Press one hip over, and your hands reach in the other direction. Make sure you keep breathing. Sometimes it's real easy to hold your breath when you do new shapes with your body. Next time you inhale, come back up to center, and exhale right over to the other side. Hip goes out, hands go overhead. Nice job, Mr. Chase. Inhale up. Exhale, let the arms go. Pause and notice. Hop your feet out to the sides. Reach your arms out to the sides. Coming into a helicopter twist. We're just going to slowly start warming it up, just moving the top half of your body. If you're near a wall, you might have to bend your elbows. You can reach the front arm out if you want, Mr. Chase. There you go. And then start to speed it up. And when you do this, you'll have to bring a heel off the floor to keep your knees safe. You can let your arms flop around. You can reach your arms up to the sky. That's a strange helicopter, but it might feel good in your body. Maybe go a little bit too fast and notice what happens. Don't hurt yourself, though. And then go really slow like a robot. And then stop moving and come back to mountain pose. Just notice, freeze your body in your mountain, strong and sturdy. Mr. Chase, can you turn to face the front of your mat? We're going to come into a back bend. So plant your hands on your low back, like you're getting ready to put your hands in the back pockets of your favorite jeans. And as you take a breath in, press your hips forward, lift your heart, and look up to the ceiling. Find the amount of stretch that feels just right for you right now. And then inhale, bring your shoulders back over your hips, nice straight back. Take a big breath in and out. One more time. Inhale, press your hips forward, lift your heart, look up toward the ceiling. You might go a little bit deeper into the stretch this time, but you might not, and that's okay too. When you take your next breath in, bring your shoulders back over your hips. And you're going to start to gently, like a waterfall, start to fold forward. Let your hands come off your hips, arms come down. You can wiggle your hips around, shake your head out if you want. Just bring some gentle movement into your body. And then be still in that forward fold for just a moment. Just one cycle of breath. And then very slowly start to rise up. Coming again into that mountain pose. I told you we would do it a few times. It really is home base. Just notice. And we're going to do a pose pattern now. We're going to do 3 different warrior poses. We're going to start with bold warrior. We're going to come in next into crescent warrior, and then we're going to do focused warrior, which is a balance pose. So from your mountain, bring your hands onto your hips and step 1 foot back. Make sure your heel is on the floor and your toes turn slightly outwards. Check out Mr. Chase's back foot. It's at an angle. Now bend your front knee so it stacks right over your ankle. You want to make sure it doesn't go past the ankle because that's not safe for your knee. Now I want you to pretend you have flashlights or Star Wars lasers in your hands and put them right on your hips and then shine them directly forward. And then you can grasp onto your hips again, or you can reach your hands overhead. This is brave warrior. Take a breath in and out and notice what there is to notice here. And if your body wants to change, hands come down to hips, that is okay. We're going to come into crescent warrior next. You're going to spin that back heel up. And start to lengthen your spine, lift your heart, and lift your gaze, and lift your hands. Hands can stay together or apart. Either way is okay. As you take your next exhalation, bring your hands down to your heart. Keep your hands pressing together. We're going to come into a balance, into focused warrior. So find a place on the floor in front of you to look. And as you start to shift your weight into your front foot, that back foot's going to start to come off the mat. That back foot might just tap up and down, or as you can see Mr. Chase is doing, it might come up a little bit higher or even all the way even with your hip. It's your choice. Take 1 more breath and then place that back foot next to the front foot, slowly standing up nice and tall, finding your mountain pose again. Notice the way your body feels and the difference between the right and left sides now. Preparing now for the same sequence on the other side. Whichever foot went backward the first time, that foot is going to stay forward. Hands come onto your hips and now step your back foot back. Turn those back toes out and bend your front knee so it stacks directly over your ankle. You can get those laser beams or flashlights in your hand, shine them directly forward, and then you can bring your hands to your hips or reach your arms overhead. This is your brave or your bold warrior. Moving next into crescent warrior, you're going to spin that back heel up, lift your heart, lift your gaze, and reach your arms overhead. You might find that one side is a little bit harder than the other. Our bodies aren't exactly symmetrical. That means the same on both sides. Just like Mr. Chase, you might want to grab the wall. Sometimes you can be a little wobbly, and that's okay. We all fall out of poses. Whatever works in your body is just fine. Take 1 more breath here and get ready for your balance. So bring your hands to your heart and begin to start to shift your weight onto that front foot, looking at that focal point on the floor in front of you. Take your time. Use your eyes to help you focus. Let your breath help you balance. And with your next exhalation, set that left foot or the back foot next to the front foot. And pause here. Noticing. Hands go wherever you'd like them to go. It might be on your heart, it might be by your sides. Take a falling out breath, a full breath in. Open your mouth, let it sigh out. Make a little noise if you need to. That feels good sometimes. And then have a seat. You can sit in a chair or you can sit on the floor. And sit in a way that's comfortable for you. There's no right or wrong way to sit here. We're going to start by covering our ears. Close your eyes or look down toward the floor. And really focus on sound and hearing. Notice the sounds that are happening inside your body. What can you hear? Now bring your hands down, one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Eyes are still closed or looking down toward the floor in front of you. Notice what you can feel. Can you feel the breath coming in and out? Can you feel the rise and fall of your belly, your chest? What else can you feel now? Next exhalation, bring your hands down to your legs. Keeping a focus on the floor in front of you or your eyes closed, I'm going to introduce you to a calming breath where your inhalation is one length and your exhalation is longer. So I'm going to be counting backwards, starting with an inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to your natural and normal breath, taking time to notice what's happening now. Notice the way you feel in your body, the way you feel in your emotions. Notice calm in your state of being. Take a moment to just think a little bit about what you experienced and one thing that you want to tell somebody about later. Is there something that you liked? Is there something that was helpful? Whatever that is, I want you to tell somebody about it and see if you can show them or teach them. And until next time, stay safe and keep breathing. See you next time. Thanks for joining me, Mr. Chase.
Thank you, Miss Cara.